and call upon our governments through the United Nations to put in place arrangements for the free exercise of that right, so that the indigenous people of West Papua can decide democratically their own future in accordance with international standards of human rights, the principles of international law, and the Charter of the United Nations.
Permission without the element of crime. Court in Indonesia punish us according to their interests, despite the lack of evidence and witness in court, and we are the experienced. In Indonesian prison, we treat them like animals. Thank you very much, everybody, and good afternoon.
And just to give a few examples, the Foreign Office briefing in 1969 advised British diplomats at the UN to steer clear of the issue, but it added, privately, however, we recognise that the people of West Papua have no desire to be ruled by the Indonesians, and that the process of consultation did not allow a genuinely free vote to be made. And the UN itself was under absolutely no illusion either. A US Embassy report the same year notes, UN staff on the ground believed that given the chance, 95% of Papuans would support independence. In New York, senior UN staff shared this view, and in 2001, retired UN Under-Secretary General Narasimhan admitted publicly that the whole process had been whitewash. Now, I think Indonesian officials today must privately regret that their predecessors did not allow at least some form of dissenting votes to be recorded, and we have only introduced an element of realism. But instead, they're left to try and convince us, in the face of overwhelming evidence, that the Act of Free Choice and its 100% result was anything other than a sham and a disgraceful denial of West Papuan rights. And these same officials often say today that there's no point arguing about the past. We should instead be looking to the future. But like how it's true, I think we should be looking to the future. But I would argue that a proper official acknowledgement of the truth by Jakarta, the Netherlands, and importantly the United Nations is a necessary step towards finding a just and a lasting solution to the tragedy of West Papua. Thank you very much.
Welcome our second speaker for this session, who is Mr. Clemens Runawari. Clemens is a leading West Papuan human rights advocate and educationalist, and as John said, was a witness to the Act of Free Choice in 1969. Clemens and a colleague were part of a mission to the UN to represent the voices of West Papuan people calling for independence when they were arrested en route in Australian-controlled Papua New Guinea. Clemens has subsequently never been allowed home to West Papua and has therefore spent more than 40 years unable to return to his homeland. We're absolutely delighted he's here today. Please give him a welcome. Clemens Runawari.
The root causes must be addressed. What is the root cause? The root cause is injustice. Our right to self-determination to nationhood was guaranteed in 1970. It never take place because Indonesians claim. We never invited them. We had never invited them to come. It was doing no call to politics. But that's between Washington, Moscow, and Jakarta. It has nothing to do with Papuans. Papuans must be heard on the conference table. Thank you. Finally, but not the least, I would like to thank firstly the organizing committee for inviting me to come from the Pacific to represent.
Stop.